Greetings all, and welcome back to Globbits Gaming Channel. Another holiday video for you. At this point, I'll probably been on holiday for a few days, and I haven't broken my leg. I'll be having a whale of a time in Sunshine Village. This is Ian Goodison, and he's in a T28 concept. This is the second of the reward vehicles that you get. The first one's a Stug, but a Stug is a Stug. This thing, though, looks very interesting. It looks ugly, but it looks cool. I think Ian as well. I don't know a great deal about this vehicle. I know that it's massive. Look at the size of it compared to the other tier 8s. It's huge. Obvious weak spots then. First things first. Its hull armour is ridiculous. I do believe it's around about the 200mm mark, which is ridiculously thick. It's basically British tank destroyer thick. It's very flat at the front, but I think Ian has basically come up with a really good way of actually using this tank. Its gun traverse is ridiculous, and its obvious weak points are these nipply-like, sticky-out ears machine gun port things and the bits on the top, which are quite small. That's about as much as I know about it. Now, from looking at the fact that he's camouflaged it, I think this is a keeper for him. And basically, the email he sent me was, or the kind of words we have with each other, he basically is, I just drive this thing forward, giving zero shits, and just drive at the enemy. Because this tank suffers with something, well, it doesn't suffer with it, really. It's at an advantage at the moment, because nobody knows where to shoot it. It suffers with that AT2 syndrome, as I call it. When the AT2 first came out, nobody knew where to shoot that thing, British Tier 5 tank destroyer. Nobody knew where to shoot it, and it was just bossing everybody. This is pretty much the same thing. I think it's like new tank syndrome. People don't know where to kill it. Anyway, we digress. So Ian, basically what he does here, I'm just going to speed up the replay a little bit. He just drives forward towards the known heavy tank corner, basically. We're on, as you can tell, we're on steps. And this is where I think he combats. He does something really good. Alright, what he basically does here, he's driving up to the corner, takes out the Hellcat, and then he pivots his tank at 45 degrees. Now what he's doing here, he's only showing the enemy his gun and his upper hull. He's not, I'll try and get a better picture for you, but he's not showing them the weak spot on the side. You'll get to see the gun traverse on this thing around about now. It's got a really wide gun traverse, like so. Yeah, that's a perfect position to be using this tank. Ian, I think you're onto something, dude. I'm really massively impressed with this. Now, the gun itself then, it's not that good. Let me just pause the replay here. The gun itself has 181mm of penetration with its standard AP rounds with 320 Alpha. It's 105mm armor cannon. It's not that great. The APCR is pretty good with 224, but let's put this into context. The IS-3, a tier 8 heavy tank, alright, has the same penetration as this thing's armor pierce, APCR ammo. But this tank is only tier 7, and if you saw the shot earlier, can quite happily go through unangled plate of an IS-3. 180mm is enough. Not that fantastic, but it is enough. And the way Ian does it, I think he's onto something. A lot of people moan about this tank because it's got weak points on both sides, but look at the gun traverse. If you do this, drive around the corner, yeah, you're going to take hit. If you drive around the corner, and you can just hide your weak point. And still, I'll just zoom out now, still manage to hide your nipples on your sides. So you do not want to be seeing that. Now it has got a very very flat frontal plate, but you can still, you know, bounce some shots, as we'll see in a minute. Get nails the Centurion. That's a tier 8 heavy. Love his name, by the way, Porky Pie Face. Fantastic name. Anyway, we basically rinse and repeat this process and basically nail this entire flank. We've got support from the T34 and the IS-3. All right, there's a Panther in the distance. Now Ian decides to select the Panther for the next thing he needs to shoot. All right, which is pretty funky. Alright, needs to kill that guy. Now that guy has got, I think he's got the comedy cannon, the L100. I think he's got 190 odd pen. He's bouncing off his frontal plate. Alright, and he bounces several times. We're keeping it angled. Yeah, if he comes around the corner, we're going to shoot at him. There we go again. Alright, perfectly angled. We hit him in the turret. Fires back at us, and basically just bounces off the old frontal plate. Fantastic. No issues with that at all. So if any of you are wondering how to drive your concept, I think Ian's onto something. Not very accurate gun, it is American. I don't know the soft stats of it yet until I actually get the thing. And that's a hull down T34, you ain't penning it with this gun. He has fired, so we can get the Pershing while we're waiting. Pershing takes a big hit, we managed to secure the kill on him. And basically now look at the cap circle. Right, the tier 8s have come this way and done their job. Now we have to basically go back and try and defend the cap. The T34 dies in very short order. He's got an ISU coming for him, a T34 too. He's basically getting ganged up on here. He manages to take out the IS-6 before he dies though. Where the IS-6 could have been useful but towards the cap circle area. Not exactly a fast machine, this thing. I think it tops out at around about 22, 23. I don't think I've seen him do more than 25. T34 bounces. That thing's got a tier 10 gun. That thing's got like 240 odd pen. Bounced off us there. We were angled. Didn't shoot at the weak spot. This is going to be one of those tanks until people figure it out, guys. It's going to be absolutely wrecking faces. Now, the enemy make a critical error here. They don't cap. They should have done. We're just going to speed up the replay. Alright. Because, yeah, T28 concept is quite slow. The enemy team, I think if they'd capped, they could have pulled off an easy win here. I don't think we could have got it across the map in time. But they decided to elect to come out and defend, which is kind of stupid. But hey-ho, hindsight being 2020 and all that. Alright. We basically just made it across, and Ian says in chat, maybe they just want to see my tank. I doubt that's the reason, but now they're trying to cap, which is a waste of time. They're not going to do it now. Ian is far too close. And he's going to go and rinse and repeat the same process. Alright, anytime you get a corner in this tank, I think you basically need to, not side scrape around it, but use your gun traverse. Alright, hide your weak spots. 181mm of penetration. Well, some people say this tank's shit. But all those guys that say it's shit, the thing is, are you just looking at the gun stats? Are you just having pigs of games in it? Yeah, who's got this tank? Has anyone sort of worked out a different way of doing it? I don't know. That's an Panzer. It's got a really strong 90mm cannon. He just bounced off us. The frontal hull armour of this thing's ridiculous. I have it on good authority though. Its gun does get knocked out quite a lot. Ian does tell me that his gun does get knocked out quite a lot. So maybe having the gunner's perk that allows him to shoot a damaged gun better might be useful for this tank. You don't get any extra credits and experience for these vehicles though. But you are allowed to use any tank destroyer crew from the relevant nation in them. You basically treat them like a premium tank, but they don't get premium credits and stuff. So anyway, post-game stats. So, the T28 concept, well, goes without saying that was a mastery badge. Not taking anything away from the replay, but there aren't many of these in the game. Mastery badges are calculated on current XP levels. So, if you get a game like that, you manage to do 1200 XP in a T28 concept, you're pretty much going to get yourself a mastery badge. Even though it was a good game. It was a very good game. Tier 7 in a Tier 8, massively Tier 8 game. Well played. 2,400 damage with that gun. I think I might start working on my T28 concept. Yeah, fair amount of damage blocked by armour there. Did some decent spotting damage too. Yeah, well played, Ian. For those of you wondering how to play your T28 concept, there's an option. Go try it out. Let me know how you get on. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll catch you next time. Bye now.